When it comes to sports in Lorain, your station to watch is TV 20, Lorain City Schools Television.
And welcome back to Lorain High School. Craig Couch, Jared Kozar with you. Terry Howell back at the studio for us tonight. This is the WEOL Center for Orthopedics Girls Cage matchup. The Vermilion Lady Sailors on the road tonight to take on the Lorain Lady Titans. Time now for the Mike Bass Ford starting lineups presented by Mike Bass Ford. Visit them at I-90 and Detroit Road and get a great deal and a great deal more at Mike Bass Ford. First of all, for the starting lineup for the Vermilion Lady Sailors under first-year head coach Jason Sokol, they will line up like this. Mariana Plass is a sophomore. Haley Habermill, also a sophomore. Clara Smith, a senior. Molly Plass, a sophomore. And McKinley Shreve, a senior. For the Lorain Lady Titans, under ninth-year head coach Mark Feldman, they're going to go with Destiny Evans, a 5'9" senior. Brooklyn Ferguson, a 5'6" sophomore. Amani Thomas, a 5'8" senior. Michaela Herman, a 5'5" junior, and Alicia Pruchinski, a 5'5" freshman. Those are the starting lineups presented by Mike Bass Ford. Visit Mike Bass Ford at I-90 and Detroit Road. Get a great deal and a great deal more at Mike Bass Ford. The officials in control of the action tonight, once the ball goes up in the air, will be Brett Wayne, Rick Thompson, and Bernard Mitchell. Glad you could join us on this Monday evening for this WEOL Center for Orthopedics Girls Cage matchup. The Titans come into tonight's game, Jared, with a mark of 8-3 overall and competing for the top spot in the LEL. Right now, they have a record of 1-4 in the Lake Erie League.
Actually, that is a 4-1 record, as Coach Feldman reminded you during the pregame.
Did I just say it again?
I think you're stuck on that, and for the listeners, they think that's pretty funny too. But you mentioned they're playing some good basketball as of late here, Craig, and look to keep that going against Vermilion, who's having a few struggles. And this has become our home away from home these past few Monday nights for the WEOL sports team. We were out here to see Lorain Elyria on the girls' side on the 23rd. We saw Lorain Elyria boys basketball on the 30th last Monday, and now right back out here again here at Lorain High School for another exciting girls matchup on another Monday evening.
Mariana Plass will step into the center circle for the Vermilion Lady Sailors. And for the Lorain Lady Titans, it's going to be Amani Thomas. To get this one underway, the tip-off is brought to you by Westland Heating and Air Conditioning, family-owned and operated for over 35 years. And we are underway. The tip-off is controlled by the Vermilion Lady Sailors. They are in their purple uniforms with gold numbers. The Lorain Lady Titans in their white uniforms with white numbers outlined in blue. Plass on the baseline, kicking it out to Habermill, going up top to Clara Smith. Clara Smith controls with a right hand. Now sends it to Habermill, trying to go to the high post to McKinley Shreve. She sends it over to Smith on the right wing, inside to Plass. Turnaround jumper is no good in the paint. Rebound comes down to McKinley Shreve. Her shot is partially blocked. Clara Smith gets the rebound. Her shot is partially blocked. And there go the Lorain Lady Titans down the floor controlling the basketball for Lorain. Let me get a number there. Is Delisha Pruchinski. As you probably heard Coach Feldman in the pregame show, Pruchinski coming up from the JV squad. She is a freshman getting the start tonight. The Titans whip the ball around. Now they go into the paint, and Amani Thomas, as her loses handle on the basketball. They go down the floor looking for Plass on the left wing, right wing I should say. However, that pass is intercepted. Down the floor go the Lorain Lady Titans, and Destiny Evans puts it up and in for the first basket of the ball game. Lorain right into a press. And so the Vermilion Lady Sailors get it to the middle of the floor and bring it across the timeline. Clara Smith with the basketball. Now she drives into the paint, sends it over to Plass. That's Mariana Plass on the drive. Her shot is no good, but she was fouled in the process, and Mariana Plass will go to the free throw line.
Pretty unselfish play there by Clara Smith. Looked like she had a good path to the bucket there, but decided to get a teammate involved. We'll see if it pays off at the line.
The sophomore for the Vermilion Lady Sailors, shooting 75% from the free throw line on the season. First shot is up and in. Mariana Plass will have one more. Plass coming into tonight's ball game, averaging 14 points per contest to go with 5 rebounds. The righty sights it, shoots it, and she's got it. So we are knotted up at 2 apiece with about 30 seconds expired here in the first period of play at Lorain High School. Now some pressure here from the Vermilion Lady Sailors. Lorain gets it down the floor quickly. On the dribble drive is Michaela Herman. And putting it up and in is Amani Thomas on the dish. Press here from the Lady Titans creates a turnover right in front of the scorer's table, and it's going to be Lorain basketball. Michaela Herman will send it in. Delisha Pruchinski controls for the Titans. The ball is knocked away and controlled by the Lady Sailors down the floor to Haley Habermill. She puts up a shot, but it was partially blocked. It goes out of bounds and will remain Vermilion basketball. Molly Plass will send it in for the Lady Sailors into her sister Mariana Plass. Her shot is no good. She was bumped on the play, no whistle. Vermilion controls the basketball. Habermill dribbling with the right hand, sending it over to Smith on the right wing. Now to Plass beyond the three-point arc. On the right side of the court, Mariana Plass steps on the baseline, and so that'll be a Vermilion turnover. And it's Lorain basketball. 5:40 to go in the first period of play. 4-2 our score. The Titans on top in this WEOL girls cage matchup.
It appears she might have got bumped on that edge a little bit.
Yep.
Craig Couch. I thought we might have seen a foul, but apparently not. And Lorain gets the basketball. See what they can do here.
Brooklyn Ferguson brings it across the half-court stripe for the Lady Titans, dribbling with the right hand. Now some pressure from the Vermilion Lady Sailors. Her pass goes inside to Destiny Evans. Evans sends it over to Pruchinski on the blocks. And back to Evans, who puts it up and in. 4 points on the ball game now for Destiny Evans. And now we get a foul called as the clock stops with 5 minutes and 13 seconds to go in the first period of play. And the Lady Titans up by 4. First foul of the ball game. That works against Brooklyn Ferguson. Pressure from the Lady Titans. Vermilion able to get it across the floor to Plass. Plass looking for Audrey Peterson, who's just come into the game for Vermilion. It goes out of bounds, and a timeout is called by head coach Jason Sokol. So a quick timeout on the floor called by the Vermilion Lady Sailors. We'll step aside for a quick timeout as well. 6-2 is our score, with Lorain on top in the WEOL Center for Orthopedics girls cage matchup.
Opportunities present themselves every day. Opportunities that move us forward. Opportunities to serve part-time in your community while continuing their full-time careers or education to help keep our nation safe at home and around the globe. Explore your opportunities in the Air Force Reserve.
This is the Center for Orthopedics Cage Matchup on AM 930, 100.3 FM, the WEOL mobile app, and WEOL.com.
Herman sends it in for the Lorain Lady Titans. Over to Delisha Pruchinski, who brings it across the half-court stripe. Picked up by Audrey Peterson from Vermilion. Right at the half-court stripe. Now she goes left side. By the way, Lorain going from left to right on your radio dial, or dribbling towards the lobby if you're familiar with the facility here at Lorain High School. Pruchinski with the basketball on the left side beyond the three-point arc. Sends a three-pointer up, and she's got it. First bucket of the ball game for Pruchinski. And it's now Lorain 9, Vermilion 2, with 4 minutes and 23 seconds to go in the opening period of play. Down the floor for the Lady Sailors. Plass with the basketball. Mariana Plass sending it up top to Smith. Now over to Peterson. Peterson to Habermill on the left wing. Inside to Peterson. She puts up a shot from the blocks. It is partially blocked, but she was fouled, and she'll go to the free throw line. Clock stops with 4 minutes and 8 seconds to go in the opening period of play, and Lorain's up by 7. Audrey Peterson at the free throw line for the Lady Sailors. She's a 62% free throw shooter on the season. First one rolls around the rim and falls in. One more for Audrey. By the way, the Lady Sailors averaging 42 points per ball game, giving up 55. Coming off a 64-43 loss at Perkins. Second free throw is off the back of the iron, no good. And it's knocked out of bounds, and it's going to be Lorain basketball. Molly Plass coming back into the ball game for Vermilion. Sitting down is Habermill. Quickly down the floor for the Lorain Titans. Brooklyn Ferguson, her shot is no good. She was hammered on the play. Goes flailing out of bounds, but it's going to remain Lorain basketball. No foul on the play. Herman will send it in for the Lady Titans. Trying to go inside, and she's able to get it in to Destiny Evans, who puts it up and in. Third basket of the ball game for Evans. She has 6, and it's 11-3. Lorain on top. Just under 4 minutes to go here in the opening period of play at Lorain High School. Another Vermilion turnover leads to a fast break for the Lady Titans. Evans down the floor, dishing it off to Pruczynski. Her shot is no good, but the putback is good. Herman with her first basket of the ball game. 13-3 our score. Lorain on top by 10. Plass gets hammered as she puts a shot up, and she's going back to the free throw line. So Mariana Plass with 2 points on the ball game, looking for 3 and 4.
So far, Lorain's been able to do pretty much what they want to do inside the painted area, set up shop, get good opportunities, and if those don't fall, get offensive boards and put them back in for the bucket.
First free throw from Plass is off the back of the iron strong.
A whole host of new Lady Titans coming in. That's 4 wholesale changes to be sure.
Yeah, we'll try to catch up with some of those changes as play resumes. Mackenzie Barraclough into the ball game for Lorain. Also coming in, Nia Smith. Second free throw from Plass. Again, strong off the back of the iron. Rebound by Clara Smith for Vermilion. Put back is no good. And the ball's controlled by the Lady Titans. And bring it across the half-court stripe. Kiara Jenkins, who's just into the ball game for the Titans, controls. Now they go inside to Thomas. Back out to Jenkins. Jenkins beyond the three-point arc. Being bothered by Mariana Plass. Her pass goes inside to Amani Thomas. She can't handle it. It goes out of bounds, and it'll be Vermilion basketball. Under 3 minutes to go in the opening period of play. 13-3 is our score, with the Lady Titans on top by 10. No pressure this time from Lorain. Clara Smith walks it across the half-court stripe. And there's a shot from the elbow by Plass. She is bumped and she knocks it down. Molly Plass with her first basket of the ball game. She'll be at the free throw line looking to complete the and one. Nice job by Molly to keep her composure, put the shot up, knock it down. Clock stops with 2 minutes and 42 seconds to go in the opening period of play. 13-5, the Titans on top. Plass's free throw is good. And so now it's 13-6. The Lady Sailors trailing by 7. About 2.5 minutes to go in the opening period of play here at Lorain High School. Monty Thomas with the basketball. In the paint, puts up a right-hander. It's off the rim, no good. Able to get her own rebound. She puts it right back up. Can't get it to go, but she was fouled. And now Amani Thomas will go to the charity stripe. Thomas has 2 points on the ball game. She's averaging 7 points per contest to go with 8 rebounds. She's a 51% free throw shooter on the season. Amani Thomas sights it, shoots it. Strong off the back of the iron, no good. She'll get another.
We've got a final score from girls basketball action earlier. This was a 6 o'clock varsity start. Open Door defeats Oberlin 62-48. Other scores at the end of one. Clearview over Elyria 15-13.
Second free throw from Thomas is no good. She gets the rebound, sends it out to Tanisha Yamos, who knocks down a three-pointer. First basket of the contest for Tanisha. Vermilion's pass goes out of bounds, and it goes right back to the Lorain Lady Titans. Again, that full court pressure giving Vermilion some trouble here in the early going.
They've turned it over 4 times, and you look at a 10-point deficit. It's one of those things that you think if Lorain could put a couple more good possessions together, they could dig a really big hole for Vermilion early.
Barraclough with the basketball. Over to Thomas. Her jumper from the free throw line is no good. The rebound is put back up by Yamos. It's no good, but she was fouled. And Tanisha Yamos will go to the charity stripe.
At the line of Lorain, Tanisha Yamos.
The 5'6" sophomore will have 2 free throws. She's a 50% free throw shooter on the season. First one is good. McKinley Shreve coming back in for the Lady Sailors, as well as Habermill. And now checking in for the Lady Titans, Micaiah Herman. Tanisha, pardon me, that's Amani Thomas sitting down. Second free throw, no good. Scramble for the basketball right over by the Vermilion bench. And it is going to remain Titan basketball. 2 minutes and 1 second left here in the opening period of play with Lorain on top, 17-6. Herman sends it in. Gets it over to Barraclough, who gives it right back to Herman. Her shot is no good. And a scramble for the basketball underneath the hoop. Jump ball is going to be the call. And it remains Lorain basketball. Nia Smith will send it in for the Lady Titans. There you go inside to Herman. Nice move on the blocks. Shot is no good. Rebound comes down to the Vermilion Lady Sailors. It's knocked out of bounds on the baseline and will remain Vermilion basketball. More full court pressure here from the Lorain Lady Titans. Let's see if Vermilion can figure it out. They're going to have to get it across the half-court stripe real soon here. And 10 seconds is the call. Terrific pressure there from Lorain.
And they've displayed that throughout the first quarter of basketball there for Vermilion. You got to look at it. It's a numbers game, and if you can see that there's 3 over here and 4 Lady Titans right in your quadrant, you've got to get down that floor a little bit faster.
Nia Smith sends it in for Lorain. Gets it into Jenkins. Jenkins will bring it across the half-court stripe. She's met by Gracie Fry, who's in for Vermilion. Now Jenkins with the left hand. Goes into the paint, kicks it out to Herman for a three-pointer who knocks it down. 5 points on the ball game now for Herman. 20-6 our score. Lorain on top of Vermilion with 1:07 to go in the first period of play. The pass down the floor sails out of bounds. That's another Vermilion turnover, and Lorain gets the basketball right back. Jenkins brings it in to Smith. Smith back to Jenkins. Jenkins dribbling with the left hand, goes across half court. Into the corner. And a three-pointer is no good from Barraclough. However, Lorain controls the rebound. Running right-hander from Herman is no good. Scramble for the basketball, and Vermilion's going to come away with it. That's Mariana Plass picking it off the floor. Gets it over to Habermill. Habermill dribbles with the left hand, calls out the offense. Sends it back to Mariana Plass. Pardon me, that's Molly Plass on the right wing. Claudia Wilson going into the paint for Vermilion. She's fouled on the play. A couple of substitutions here for Vermilion. Molly Plass checking back in for Vermilion. Mariana Plass will send it in for Vermilion. Gets it to Molly Plass. Three-pointer is good. 5 points on the ball game now for Mariana Plass. Here's a Lorain turnover. Vermilion gets the ball back. Kinley Shreve with the basketball, sending it over to Plass on the right wing. Puts up a tough three-pointer. As time expires, it hits the rim and can't fall, so we will end the first period of play with the Titans on top 20-9 here at Lorain High School on the WEOL Center for Orthopedics Girls Cage matchup.
Inspiring city and campus. Inspiring people. Inspiring creativity. inspiring hands-on learning, inspiring global experiences, inspiring traditions. Be a Buckeye. Inspire.
And welcome back to the WEOL Center for Orthopedics Girls Cage matchup. Just about ready to get the second period of play underway. The Lorain Lady Titans on top of the Lady Sailors of Vermilion at 20-9.
And those of us listening out on AM 930, 100.3 FM can also catch this one if you're a Lorain resident and a Spectrum Cable subscriber on the WLCS TV 20 Lorain City School station. Joe Bach on hand here, and he's got us all taken care of. And I think this one will be up here probably by the end of the evening. I don't want to put that pressure on Joe, but in a couple of days you can enjoy this broadcast on WLCS TV 20 and check out their YouTube page for more.
Nia Smith with a basketball for the Lady Titans. Going into the paint, kicking it out to Lianos for another three. Tanisha, second three-pointer of the ball game, now has 7 points on the contest. Here's a Vermilion turnover. Lorain has the basketball. Turnaround jump shot by Llanos is no good. Rebound comes down to Peterson for Vermilion. Sends it ahead to Mariana Plass. Plass on the left wing goes into the paint. Her runner won't go. Rebound by Vermilion. Put back up and in by McKinley Shreve. First basket of the ball game for Shreve. 23-11 is the score. 7 minutes to go before halftime here at Lorain. Jenkins controls for the Lady Titans. Dribbling with the right, dribbling with the left. Now goes right wing over to Herman. They try to go inside to Barraclow. The pass is knocked away. Vermilion comes away with it. And a whistle away from the basketball. That foul is going to work against Lorain, as they call Tanisha Llanos for the foul. And so it remains Vermilion basketball. 6 minutes and 52 seconds to go in the second period of play. 23-11, Lorain on top. Clara Smith across half court, loses the basketball. Down the floor goes Llanos. Sends it over to Nia Smith, who puts it up and in. First basket of the ball game for Smith. Plass down the floor. Over to Mariana Plass. Her three-pointer is no good. Scramble for the basketball, controlled by Vermilion. Inside to Shreve. Her shot is no good. Rebound comes down to the Lady Titans. It's knocked away right in front of the scorer's table and will remain Lorain basketball. Llanos will set it in for the Titans. Lorain on top, 25-11. 6 minutes and 14 seconds to go in the second period of play. Jenkins with the basketball and loses the handle. Vermilion's there to tie it up, and it is going to be Vermilion basketball on alternating possession. Well, that's something Vermilion's going to have to do a lot of, Jared, if they want to climb back into this basketball game.
They're going to have to get those kind of 50-50 balls at will, be it those tough blue-collar type plays to get a tie-up or start winning the rebounding battle, because that's hurt them as well.
Clara Smith brings it across the half-court stripe, picks up her dribble, sends it into Shreve. Shreve over to Plass. Tough shot from Plass on the baseline. She's able to get it up and in. Molly Plass now with 5 points on the contest. 25-13. Lorain on top with 5 minutes and 45 seconds to go in the first half. Brooklyn Ferguson with the basketball for Lorain. Hands it off to Thomas. Thomas dribbling right, dribbling left. On the right side. Over to Destiny Evans. Evans with a strong move into the paint. Her shot is high off the backboard, no good. Rebound comes down to Herman. Herman pulls it out to set up the offense. Now she turns and goes into the paint, puts up a left-hander. It's around the rim, no good. Rebound comes down to the Lady Titans. They'll kick it back out. Into the paint goes Herman. Her shot is no good. Rebound comes down to the Lady Titans. Another jump ball is the call, and it will remain Lorain basketball. 5 minutes and 8 seconds to go before halftime. The Titans on top, 25-13. Herman will send it in for Lorain. Gets it into Thomas. Up top to Ferguson. Trying to go inside, a scramble for the basketball yet again. Vermilion's going to come away with it. Down the floor goes Clara Smith across the half-court stripe, ahead to Peterson. Peterson on the blocks, kicks it back out to Smith. Her pass is picked off, and down the floor go the Lady Titans. Ahead to Herman. Herman going inside to Evans, who puts it up and in. 8 points on the ball game for Destiny Evans. 27-13, Vermilion trailing by 14. Down the floor for the Lady Sailors is Audrey Peterson. She gets knocked to the floor underneath the basket. No foul called, and the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Lady Titans. A shot from Peterson is short. Rebound controlled by the Lady Titans. Down the floor to Evans. Evans dishes it off to Ferguson. Ferguson's shot is no good. Vermilion with the rebound. Plass on the right wing. Sending it back up top to Peterson. Now over to Mariana Plass for a three-pointer. That is short. Monty Thomas is there for the rebound for Lorain. And Vermilion knocks it out of bounds. So the clock will stop with 4 minutes and 4 seconds to go. And Lorain will have possession. Gracie Fry coming back into the game for Vermilion. The Plass sisters sit down. Checking in for the first time also tonight, Kaylee Callahan. All the way down the floor to Ferguson. Ferguson chases it down. Now she's beyond the three-point arc on the right side. Over to Thomas. Thomas drives. Comes back out beyond the three-point arc and gets fouled. And I think they're going to get Claudia Wilson for the reach-in. For Claudia, that is her first foul. Third team foul against Vermilion. Herman sends it in to Evans. Evans tries to go baseline, stops on the blocks, picks up her dribble, now sends it up top. Pruchinski controlling for the Lady Titans. Gets it over to Ferguson. Ferguson able to connect from deep beyond the three-point arc. First bucket of the ball game for Brooklyn Ferguson. And Lorain's lead is now 17, 30-13, with 3 minutes and 23 seconds to go before halftime.
Really impressive number about that 17-point advantage, Craig. I've got them for 5 3 balls, too. They've shot 5 of 6 from distance.
Clara Smith will be at the free throw line for Vermilion. Her first free throw hits the front of the rim and falls in. First point of the ball game for Clara Smith. 17 fouls on the Lady Titans. Clara Smith, a 56% free throw shooter on the season. Sights it, shoots it, and she's got it. 30-15 is the score with the Lady Titans on top with 3 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the second period of play. Titans basketball. And they are going to try to wind down some of the clock here. They got a long way to go, but they are definitely going to try to kill the clock as much as they can. Kira Jenkins on the drive loses the basketball. Down the floor go the Lady Sailors. Clara Smith with the basketball into the key, sends it out to Habermill for a three-pointer. It's strong off the back of the iron. Rebound controlled by the Lady Titans. Smith comes out of there with the basketball, sends it ahead to Jenkins. Jenkins sends it over to Lamos. Lamos with a three-pointer that is off the mark. Ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Lady Titans, and it'll be Vermilion basketball. Clara Smith will walk it across the timeline, sends it over to Habermill. Now they go to Wilson on the elbow. Wilson sends it into Caitlin Callahan, who puts it up and in from the blocks. First basket of the ball game for Caitlin. 30-17 is the score. 2 minutes and 8 seconds to go before halftime. The Titans on top of the Lady Sailors. Perchinski with the basketball for Lorain. Dribbling right, dribbling left. Now to Barraclough. And Wilson is going to get called for the reach-in on the far side of the court. 4th team foul on the Lady Sailors. Mariana Plass coming back into the ball game for Vermilion. She checks in with 5 points. Claudia Wilson sitting down for the Lady Sailors. Lorain basketball. Perchinski with the ball over to Barraclough. Barraclough falls down as she tries to go into the key. And I think they are going to call a foul on Mariana Plass. And so now 5 team fouls on the Lady Sailors. First on Mariana Plass. Lorain basketball under the hoop. They get it into Barraclough. Barraclough sends a 3-pointer up. It's off the back of the iron, no good. Rebound. Put back up by Llamos. Her shot is no good. And the Lady Sailors get the basketball. Bring it across half court. Habermill controls. Sends it over to Smith. Now to Shreve on the high post. Back to Clara Smith for a deep jump shot that's no good. Gets her own rebound. Sends it over to Molly Plass. Molly Plass trapped over there by the Lorain bench. And a reach-in foul is going to be called. And that's going to go against the Lady Titans.
They're in the bonus now. 8-team fouls, so she'll go and shoot the 1-and-1. And if you're Vermilion, this is what you need to do. Go to the line, knock down free throws with the clock stopped if you're going to battle back.
Mariana Plass with 7 points on the ball game. Make that 5, pardon me. Has a 1-and-1. First free throw is good. We'll get you some scores from around the area at halftime. Those scores will be brought to you by Edward Jones, making sense of investing. For a face-to-face appointment with an Edward Jones financial advisor, see Mark Mather at Amherst or Bob Brooks in Avon Lake. Second free throw from Mariana Plass is nothing but net, so now she has 7 points on the ball game. 30-19 is the score. Titans basketball with 1:15 to go before halftime. Here's some pressure from Vermilion. Lorain brings it across the half-court stripe. Perchinski with the basketball. Over to Llamos. Up top to Jenkins. Jenkins drives into the paint, puts up a running right-hander. That won't go. Rebound comes down to the Vermilion Lady Sailors and Clara Smith. Clara Smith now loses the basketball. Putting it up is Llamos. Her shot won't go. Rebound controlled by Vermilion. Peterson down the floor for the Lady Sailors to Smith. 3-pointer on the way from Fry is off the mark. Rebound controlled by the Titans. Llamos with a shot from the blocks. That's no good. Rebound comes all the way out. Up top to Perchinski. Perchinski drives into the paint, puts up a runner. That won't go. Plass gets the rebound for Vermilion. Takes it all the way down the floor. Puts up a shot that won't go, but the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Lorain. And it'll be Vermilion basketball with 17 seconds to go before halftime. Mariana Plass with 7 points on the ball game will send it in for the Lady Sailors. Able to get it into Callahan. Callahan's shot is no good. Rebound control by the Lady Titans quickly all the way down the floor to Llamos. Llamos saves it from going out of bounds. A scramble for the basketball right underneath the hoop. And on alternating possession, it will be Vermilion basketball. 6.5 seconds to go before halftime. Vermilion trailing Lorain by 11. Across half court go the Sailors. Wild shot put up by Caitlin Callahan as time expires. Hits the backboard. Is no good. And we go to halftime with Lorain on top 30-19 on our WEOL Center for Orthopedics girls cage matchup.
Every year, the Salvation Army serves nearly 30 million people in need. That's one person every second. So by the time you've finished watching this, 30 more lives will have been changed for good. All thanks to your donations.
Thank you.
From providing care
I served in the United States Army Nurse Corps
to serving near the front lines.
I was the first woman ever to deploy on a Strategic Air Command deployment.
Military women have served in many roles while paving the way for others.
I lobbied for women to be on board submarines.
The veterans' benefits you earned honor that service and can help with challenges you face on the home front. From job training to disability compensation to buying a home with a VA guaranteed home loan.
I'll be able to change my career and make more money and provide a better life for my family.
Find out more about your eligibility, including how to apply online using e-benefits.
I'm proud to be an Army Reserve veteran. My mission now is to help women with military service learn about their veterans' benefits.
Achieve your next mission. Learn about and apply for your VA benefits today.
There's a lot of hidden dangers out there in cyberspace. Never put your personal information online unless you ask your parents and they say that it's fine. Before you log on, don't be hasty. Please be smart with online safety. Stop and think before your connection. Use these steps for your protection. Online safety.
Stop. Think.
Connect.
The Warriors to Work program makes it possible for wounded warriors and their families to build new lives together.
When my dad left, I was like this big, but now I'm like this big. My dad got a master's degree in human resources.
Thanks to Warriors to Work that my dad has a terrific job.
The Wounded Warrior Project helps him by, giving him another start.
Now that my dad's home, I get a lot more hugs.
I'm really proud of him.
Find out more about Wounded Warrior Project at findwwp.org. Welcome home, the brave.
Second half action just about ready to get started here at Lorain High School. It's going to be Lady Titans basketball to get things underway as they send it in to Perchinsky. Perchinsky will bring it across the half-court stripe. She's met there by Molly Plass. Now dribbles with the left hand. The ball is knocked out of bounds by Habermill and will remain Titans basketball. Lorain will go from left to right towards the bleachers here at Lorain High School. Herman will send it in for the Titans. Gets it into Ferguson. Brooklyn Ferguson calling out the offense. Brings it across the half-court stripe. Met there by Clara Smith. Now they go down low to Thomas. Thomas with a tough turnaround jump shot on the blocks. She's able to get it to go. I'm sorry, that's Destiny Evans. 10 points on the ball game for Destiny. Terrific basket there and a strong move from Destiny Evans. Vermilion able to break the Lorain press as they go down the floor. Shot goes up from McKinley Shreve on the blocks. She's fouled in the process. Shot's no good, but she'll be at the free throw line with 2 free throws. Clock stops with 7:24 remaining in the third period of play. Second half action just underway here at Lorain High School. 2 free throws for Shreve. First one is up and in. One more for the senior forward. Second one is good as well. So Shreve able to knock down both free throws, and it's 32-21. Lorain on top here in the third period of play. Destiny Evans sits down for the Lady Titans. And Mackenzie Barricklau back into the ball game for Lorain. Lorain turns it over. Down the floor goes Plass. Plass puts up a right-hander. It won't go. She was fouled in the process. And Mariana Plass will go back to the free throw line. Nice move by Mariana Plass as she took it strong to the basket. Couldn't get the shot to fall, but she's at the free throw line. She'll have 2 shots. 7 points on the contest for Plass. First free throw is up and in. One more for the sophomore. Vermilion's leading scorer, averaging 14 points per ball game. Second free throw is off the back of the iron. She gets the shooter's roll. So Mariana Plass now with 9 points for the Lady Sailors. 32-23 is the score with the Titans on top. 7 minutes to go in the third period. Second half just underway here at Lorain High School. Herman with the basketball. Dribbling on the left wing. Herman dribbling with the left hand. Now goes to the elbow, goes into the paint, hits the deck, and traveling is going to be the call. So Vermilion stepping up the defensive pressure here in the second half.
Forced a couple of quick turnovers and have whittled that lead down to single digits, and that's the lowest it's been since about 4 minutes left in the second quarter.
Clara Smith with the basketball over to Habermill. They get into the center of the court as they break the press from Lorain. Three-pointer from Plass on the left wing is no good. That's Molly Plass. Rebound, however, controlled by the Lady Sailors. Habermill has it, sends it off to Molly Plass. Molly Plass goes right side. Now up top to Shreve. Shreve from the the free throw line is a little short on the shot, and the rebound comes down to Ferguson for Lorain. Ferguson all the way down the floor to Thomas. Thomas puts up a shot from the blocks. It's no good. Before the shot, a whistle and a foul that's going to work against Vermilion. That's going to go against Clara Smith, and it remains Lorain basketball. 6:17 to go in the third period of play. Lorain on top, 32-23. Lorain controls. Amani Thomas has the basketball beyond the three-point arc on the left side. Hands it off to Herman. Herman dribbling right, dribbling left, being guarded by Mariana Plass. Now she's trapped right near the half-court stripe, able to swing it over to Ferguson. Ferguson on the right wing. Dribbling right, dribbling left. Now she goes center of the court to Thomas on the left wing. Back up top to Herman. Herman goes into the paint, loses the basketball. There's a scramble for the ball on the floor, and Lorain is going to come away with it. A whistle that is going to go against Vermilion, I believe. They are going to get Molly Plass on the foul, and so Lorain retains possession. Second personal foul on Molly Plass, and for Vermilion, their second foul of the second half. Ring sends it into Berklau. She's tied up there on the blocks by Mariana Plass. Jump ball is the call, and it will be Vermilion basketball. Well, if you're Jason Sokol, you got to be happy with the defensive intensity that the Lady Sailors have come out of the locker room with here in the second half. They've created a few turnovers, and they have an opportunity to close this gap. Three-pointer on the way from Mariana Plass is off the iron, no good. And on the scramble for the basketball, it's going to be last touch by Lorain, and will remain Vermilion basketball. 5:22 to go in the third period of play. 32-23, the Lady Titans on top. Into Peterson. Peterson at the left elbow, sending it over to Shreve. Shreve on the left wing. Now pulls it back. Gives it to Clara Smith. Clara Smith dribbles with the right hand. Goes right wing to Peterson. Back to Smith beyond the three-point arc. Sends it over to Habermill on the left wing. Inside to Shreve. Shreve kicks it back out top. They whip it around the perimeter. Habermill with the basketball on the left wing. Going inside to Shreve. Back to Habermill. Thought about the three-pointer. Sends it over to Clara Smith. Clara Smith sets up the offense again. Clara Smith dribbling with the right, dribbling with the left. Beyond the three-point arc, center of the court to Habermill. Habermill on the left wing. Now going into side to Shreve. Shreve puts up a tough shot. It is blocked by Thomas. And on a battle for the basketball, it is going to be Lorain basketball following the jump ball call.
Not a whole lot of shot opportunities about halfway here through the third period of play. Lorain's got the one field goal, but they haven't shot it a lot. Vermilion 0 of 3 from the field, but they have had the 4 free throws, so just been kind of famine in terms of the shot opportunities.
Hallie Habermill sitting down for the Vermilion Lady Sailors. Gracie Fry coming back in. Lorain turns it over. And with 4:21 to go in the third period of play, it's Vermilion basketball. And Lorain on top, 32-23. McKinley Shreve sitting down for the Lady Sailors. Claudia Wilson coming back in. Shreve sitting down with 4 points. Wilson back in scoreless. Clara Smith with the basketball. Brings it across the half-court stripe. Now she goes left side to Wilson. Wilson up top to Fry. Sending it over to Peterson on the right wing as they pass it around the perimeter. Now they try to go inside to Wilson on the left side of the floor. She kicks it back out. Peterson up top over to Plass. Plass on the dribble drive. Puts up a shot from the baseline. It's partially blocked and goes out of bounds. And it'll remain Vermilion basketball. I think Mariana really wanted a whistle there, didn't get it, but Vermilion retains possession. Clara Smith will send it in for the Lady Sailors. Into Peterson, who comes down the key, puts up a shot, can't get it to go. Clara Smith grabs the rebound for Vermilion. But a whistle before Clara Smith is able to get off the shot. That goes against Lorain. 5th team foul on the Lady Titans. Smith will send it in for Vermilion. Into Claudia Wilson, who puts it up and in from the blocks. Claudia Wilson with her first basket of the ball game. 32-25 is our score. Lorain on top with 3.5 minutes to go in the third period of play. Ferguson with the basketball for the Lady Titans, goes into lane and puts up a running right-hander. That's good. 5 points on the contest for Brooklyn Ferguson. A timeout on the floor, and we'll step aside for a timeout as well. 34-25 is the score. The Lady Titans on top of the Vermilion Lady Sailors on our WEOL Center for Orthopedics Girls Cage matchup.
We make Marines who overpower the desire to quit with the perseverance to prevail. Not for glory, but for honor. For a code that isn't written or spoken, but lived. It's what we do. It's who we are. It's the battle cry of our fighting spirit. Battles won. See all the battles Marines fight to win at marines.com.
3:24 to go in the third period of play here at Lorain High School. It's the Lady Sailors trailing the Lady Titans 34-25 on our WEOL Center for Orthopedics Girls Cage matchup. Vermilion basketball following the timeout. Here's that pressure from the Lady Titans. It creates another turnover. And before the shot, a whistle that is going to work against Vermilion. Let's see, that looks like that's Tanisha Yamos. That's going to go to the free throw line. Nope, it's Micaiah Herman. Herman with 5 points on the ball game is at the free throw line. And she'll have 2 shots. First one is up and in. One more for the 5'5" junior. Came into tonight's ball game averaging 6 points to go with 7 rebounds. She's a 50% free throw shooter on the season. Second free throw from Herman is good. So 7 points now for Micaiah Herman. And it's 35-25. Make that 25. With Lorain on top by 11 with 3 minutes and 15 seconds to go in the third period of play. And Lorain is going to dial up that press again. That was successful in the first half. Vermilion had trouble breaking that press. No trouble there as they get it down the floor to Claudia Wilson, who sends it right over to Gracie Fry, who puts it up and in. First basket of the ball game for Fry. 36-27 the score. Lorain on top with exactly 3 minutes to go in the third period of play. Ferguson with the basketball for Lorain. Dribbling right, dribbling left, center court. Now she goes right side. Being guarded by Peterson. Brings it back center court, picks up her dribble. Goes all the way over to the right wing. The pass nearly sails out of bounds into the Lorain bench. And it is going to be Vermilion basketball, as they say, last touch by the Lady Titans. Actually, they are going to whistle Destiny Evans for a foul. Or no, I'm sorry, that's Audrey Peterson. They're whistling Audrey Peterson from Vermilion for the foul. So it's Lorain basketball. They go inside to Thomas. Thomas's shot is off the rim, no good, but she was fouled, and she will go to the free throw line. Amani Thomas has 2 points on the evening. 2 free throws coming for the 5'8" senior. First one is up and in. Amani Thomas averaging 7 points per contest to go with 8 rebounds on the 2019-2020 season. Second free throw is nothing but net. Thomas now has 4 points on the contest. Lorain up by 11, 38-27, with 2 minutes and 37 seconds to go in the third period of play.
And if you're the Lady Titans, you have not missed in the third period of play. Granted, you've only taken 2 shots from the field and then 4 from the line, but they've all gone down.
Clara Smith brings it across the half-court stripe for Vermilion. Over to Habermill on the left wing. Trying to go inside to Claudia Wilson, who's at the elbow. Sends it out to Smith. Now they go inside to Plass on the blocks. Can't handle the pass. It comes away to Claudia Wilson, who puts it up and in. Second basket of the ball game for Claudia. She has 4 points on the ball game. 38-29 is the score. Lady Titans on top with 2 minutes to go in the third period of play. Titans basketball. Yamos and Ferguson up top. Ferguson with the basketball, sending it over to Yamos. Yamos near the sideline on the right side of the court. Now she comes center court. Gives it to Jenkins. Now to Yamos. Yamos being guarded by Plass. Over to Jenkins. Jenkins steps into a three-pointer. It's off the iron, no good. Rebound comes down to Habermill for Vermilion. Habermill sends it off to Molly Plass, who brings it across the half-court stripe. Plass being guarded by Yamos. Molly Plass on the left wing. To Peterson. Back to Plass. Peterson drives towards the key and gives it off to Habermill. Habermill back over to Plass beyond the three-point arc. Plass sends it over to Habermill and to Peterson on the left wing. A timeout is called by the Vermilion Lady Sailors head coach Jason Sokol. We'll step aside for a quick timeout as well. 38-29 is the score with 1:05 left to go in the third period of play. The Lady Titans on top of the Lady Sailors on our WEOL Center for Orthopedics girls cage matchup.
Stop. Whether it's on the way to school, at school, or online, bullying has become a non-stop threat to our youth today. Is your child being bullied? The National Runaway Switchboard can help. If you're having a hard time, get online or call to chat now.
Vermilion basketball following the timeout. They trail the Lady Titans of Lorain 38-29. 1 minute to go here in the third period of play. Clara Smith with the basketball in all kinds of trouble. She's on the floor, and another jump ball is going to be called. I think, yes, that will be the call. And on alternating possession, it will stay with the Vermilion Lady Sailors. Molly Plass will send it in for Vermilion. Clara Smith controls. Sends it over to Habermill on the left side. Habermill is trapped immediately, and she's in all kinds of trouble, able to get it off to Claudia Wilson. Now Wilson sends it over to Maddie Corrigan, who's into the ball game for the first time. Her shot is no good. Vermilion able to get the rebound. Clara Smith with the basketball, tries to dribble baseline, sends it back up top to Habermill. Habermill is fouled, and that will be the fourth team foul on the Lady Titans. That one works against Brooklyn Ferguson. Ferguson picking up her second foul. Vermilion basketball with 33.6 seconds to go in the third period of play. Molly Plass getting set to send it in for Vermilion. Into Habermill. Habermill back to Plass on the left wing. Plass is tied up, loses the basketball. Lorain has it. This is going to be another jump ball, and it is going to be Lorain basketball on alternating possession. 24.3 seconds to go in the third period of play now. And Lorain hanging on to that 38-29 lead. Lorain hoping to improve to 9-3 on the season. Vermilion looking for just their second win on the season. Jenkins into the ball game for Lorain. Three-pointer from Thomas is off the mark. Down the floor goes Molly Plass for Vermilion. On the left side, puts up a shot. It won't go because she was fouled in the process. Molly Plass with 5 points on the ball game will go to the free throw line as the clock stops with 4.6 seconds remaining in the third period of play. Fourth team foul on the Lady Titans. Tanisha Yamos picking up her second foul of the ball game. First free throw from Molly Plass is no good as it rolls around the rim and falls off. Gracie Fry coming back into the ball game for Vermilion. One more free throw coming from Molly Plass. The sophomore guard sights it, shoots it off the front of the iron, no good. Rebound comes down to Lorain. Time about to expire. They're unable to get a shot off. And that's the end of the third period of play. 38-29 is the score, with the Lorain Lady Titans on top of the Vermilion Lady Sailors on our WEOL Center for Orthopedics girls cage matchup.
Ohio State is saving lives every day.
This is Ohio State.
We're the economic engine of the state, a major employer.
Over 60,000 students. We're on the forefront of cancer research. An educational core of Ohio.
Impacting tens of thousands daily.
Our alumni organization is nearly 500,000 worldwide.
This is Ohio State.
This is Ohio State.
Ohio State.
This is the Ohio State University.
Ian Ralston was a combat medic who was injured in Iraq. When I met Ian, I knew we had to help him get his housing grant, an auto grant, and every benefit to live as normal a life as possible. And we did.
PVA has helped hundreds of thousands of veterans get the care and benefits they've earned.
My name is Jason Stevenson, and I work for Paralyzed Veterans of America.
Paralyzed Veterans of America, changing lives, building futures.
Don't know what for. Boy, a big matchup in the LEL coming up Wednesday night, Jared, as Warrensville Heights will take on Cleveland Heights. Both of those teams are undefeated in the LEL, and so they're battling for first place. Lorain is right there with a 4-1 mark in the Lake Erie League, and so one of those two teams is going to drop down into a second-place tie with the Lady Titans after Wednesday night.
Lorain's put themselves in position to compete for that conference title, and they've done really well this entire year, and looks to see if they can close this one out in their home floor and advance that record. Granted, not a conference victory, but counts nonetheless.
Jenkins' pass goes right into the hands of McKinley Shreve for Vermilion. Down the floor goes Clara Smith. Now up top to Peterson. They swing it over to Molly Plass. Shot on the way from Smith beyond the three-point arc. It's no good. Rebound is controlled by Shreve, and as she goes up with it, a foul is called. And so McKinley Shreve, with 4 points on the contest, will go to the free throw line.
While we await that free throw, I got a final score. We're talking about non-conference play, but rivalry weeks, so to speak. Firelands a winner over Edison in girls basketball tonight, 57-44.
First free throw from Shreve is good. Destiny Evans picking up her 4th personal foul, so she's going to sit down. She has 10 points on the ball game. Second free throw rattles home for Shreve. And now McKinley Shreve with 6 points. And it's 38-31. Titans on top. Fourth quarter action just underway. Jenkins with the basketball for the Lady Titans, dribbling with the left hand on the left wing. Up top on the high post to McKinley Barricklow. And Barricklow is fouled right at the elbow. That's going to go against Vermilion. That will be the 4th team foul on the Lady Sailors. McKinley Shreve picking up her 1st foul. Make that 7th team foul.
It was the timeouts, I think, that got you
a
little bit muffled there.
That's
but
what I was looking at.
So, yeah, they're in the bonus here the rest of the way out.
So Mackenzie Barricklow at the charity stripe. Knocks down the first free throw. Second free throw is off the back of the rim, no good. And the rebound is controlled by Shreve for Vermilion. She's tied up right near the baseline. Going to have to get rid of the basketball. She does, unfortunately, for Vermilion. The Titans are there to pick it up. Barricklow sends it out to Yamos. Yamos up top to Smith to set up the offense. Smith dribbling with the basketball. Now over to Barricklow. Barricklow on the right wing beyond the three-point arc. Into the top of the key. Up top to Thomas. Thomas loses the basketball, and Vermilion's going to come away with it. Audrey Peterson was there to grab it for Vermilion. However, they're going to say she traveled with the basketball, so it's going to remain Titan basketball. 6 minutes and 43 seconds to go in the ball game. 39-31 is the score, with Lorain on top by 8. A timeout on the floor. We'll step aside for a quick timeout as well on the WEOL Center for Orthopedics girls cage matchup.
Hey Luda, got a sec?
Yeah, what's up?
I'm really worried. One of my friends is living on the street.
I know someone who can help.
Who?
1-800-RUNAWAY.org.
They help kids having a rough time at home, in school, or on the street. You can do a live chat on their site. They will help get her to safety.
Thanks, Ludacris.
Trust the National Runaway Switchboard. If you're having a hard time, get online or call to chat now.
This is the Center for Orthopedics Cage Matchup on AM 930, 100.3 FM, the WEOL mobile app, and WEOL.com.
Next game for the Vermilion Lady Sailors is going to be Saturday, as they will play host to Sandusky. For the Lorain Lady Titans, they'll be in action on Saturday as well as they travel to Warrensville Heights. Lorain basketball following the timeout. Jenkins with the ball for the Lady Titans. She loses control of the dribble, and they are going to say over and back as that pressure there from the Vermilion Lady Sailors creates a turnover, and Vermilion, trailing by 8, has the basketball with 6 minutes and 31 seconds to go in the ball game. Herman coming back into the ball game for Lorain. Nia Smith sitting down. Peterson gets it into Smith. Smith dribbling with the right hand. Sends it over to Plass on the left wing. Now to Peterson in the corner. Up top to Claudia Wilson. Back to Peterson on the left side. They go inside to Shreve. She kicks it out to Clara Smith on the right wing. Now to Mariana Plass, who sends it out to Smith. Smith right back to Plass. Plass with a nice move on the baseline. Puts up a tough shot, and she can't get it to go. Rebound controlled by the Titans. They go quickly right down the floor, and Tanisha Yamos puts it up and in. She now has 9 points on the ball game. The Titans are on top by 10 with 5 minutes and 49 seconds to go in the basketball game. Plass on the dribble drive on the left side, puts up a runner that falls. Mariana Plass with 11 points on the contest now. 41-33 with 5 minutes and 37 seconds to go. Ferguson with the basketball. Her pass is picked off by Plass. Mariana Plass goes right side, can't get the shot to fall. However, a late whistle. They're going to say she was fouled in the process, and Mariana Plass will go to the free throw line.
Mariana Plass at the line.
Clock stops with 5 minutes and 24 seconds to go in the contest. And Vermilion at the free throw line. Plass sights it, shoots it off the back of the iron, no good. One more for Mariana Plass, the sophomore guard, coming into tonight's game averaging 14 points per contest to go with 5 rebounds. A 75% free throw shooter on the season. Missed the first one, has another. Second free throw is off the front of the iron, it's no good. And the rebound is controlled by Thomas for Lorain. They send it down the floor, looking for Delasha Perchinsky, and it goes out of bounds. However, last touch by Vermilion, so it will be Lady Titan basketball with 5:18 remaining in the ball game. Herman, they able to get it into Perchinsky. Perchinsky working against Peterson, dribbling with the left hand, going into the paint, putting up a tough running left-handed shot, and in the process is fouled. And that is going to work against the Vermilion Lady Sailors. So 8th team foul now on the Vermilion Lady Sailors. It's a shooting foul. And so at the free throw line is Delasha Perchinsky. Perchinsky has 3 points on the ball game. The lefty sights it, shoots it, off the front of the iron, no good. One more for the 5'5" freshman. Perchinsky sends it, and she knocks it down. So 4 points now in the contest for Perchinsky. 42-33 is the score, with the Lady Titans on top on the WEOL Center for Orthopedics Girls Cage matchup. We'll be right back after this.
Can I go to the sleepover?
Lucy, I want you to promise me something. If there's any drinking, I want you to say, "No thanks, not my thing."
Mom.
I promise you, your real friends won't care. Deal?
I promise, Mom.
They really do hear you.
Did you pack your toothbrush?
For tips on how to start the talk, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov. A public service message from the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration.
And welcome back here to Lorain High School, where the Lady Titans lead the Lady Sailors of Vermilion 42-33 with 5 minutes and 8 seconds to go in this one. We're going to get you some scores from around the area here in just a couple minutes, but first it's Vermilion basketball following the timeout. Habermill sends it into Claudia Wilson. Over to Clara Smith, who brings it across the half-court stripe, dribbling with the right hand. Now she goes into the key, puts up a running right-hander, and she got it to go. Clara Smith knocking down the shot and going to the free throw line, looking to complete the three-point play. Jared, some scores from out of town brought to you by Edward Jones.
Sure, we got a couple of finals in girls basketball earlier this evening. Open Door knocked off Oberlin 62-48. Firelands a winner over Edison 57-44 at the end of three. They're probably about the same spot we are in their fourth quarter, but at the end of three, Elyria was on top of Clearview 41-37.
That scoreboard report brought to you by Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Go to edwardjones.com or see Tim Uris in Amherst or Kim Plazik in Elyria. The free throw from Clara Smith is good. She now has 5 points on the ball game. It's 42-36. Lorain on top. Lorain losing the basketball. Hitting the deck for Vermilion is Mariana Plass. She tries to get it over to Clara Smith. However, she had gone over the half-court line. Smith hadn't yet crossed the half-court line, so over and back is going to be the call, and that gives the ball back to Lorain. They go inside to Destiny Evans, who puts it up and in. Evans now with 12 points on the contest, 44-36, Lorain on top. Smith to Habermill on the right wing, to Plass. Plass in all kinds of trouble, scramble for the basketball as she is trapped in the center of the key. However, this foul is going to go against Lorain. The Titans now with 8 team fouls as Amani Thomas picks up her third personal foul. And Mariana Plass with 11 points is at the free throw line. Her first shot is good. These are important free throws, Jared, as the Vermilion Sailors have an opportunity to close that lead with the clock stopped.
Sure do, and they were at 6 just a moment ago before the Lorain bucket on the other end. 6 points just seems like it's a little bit easier to deal with than once you get to that 8, 10, and obviously beyond that range.
Second free throw from Plass is good. She now has 13 points tonight. 4:22 to go in our ball game, and Lorain on top, 44-38. Lorain basketball as they go down the floor to Evans. She kicks it out up top. Herman with the basketball. Her shot is a little strong off the iron, but the rebound comes down to Ferguson, and Ferguson sends it over to Destiny Evans. Evans hands it off to Ferguson on the right wing. Now they go right back to Evans. Evans working against Claudia Wilson. She backs in, and traveling is going to be the call, so it's going to be Vermilion basketball with 3 minutes and 56 seconds to go. Evans sits down for Lorain, and coming back in for the Lady Titans is Mackenzie Barrick-Lau. Vermilion basketball. Clara Smith has it ripped away by Brooklyn Ferguson. Ferguson dribbling over there by the Titans bench. Sees the ball go out of bounds, but I believe they called a foul, no? Okay, no foul called. It remains Lorain basketball. Under 4 minutes to go in this one. Lorain on top, 44-38. Perchinsky with the ball for the Lady Titans. The ball sails out of bounds underneath the basket. They're going to say last touch by the Lady Sailors. The Vermilion crowd in front of us doesn't care for that call. Herman will send it in for Lorain. They go inside to Thomas. Amani Thomas with a nice spin move on the blocks. Puts it up and in. 6 points on the ball game for Thomas. 46-38. Lorain on top. 3 minutes and 30 seconds to go in this one. Clara Smith puts up a wild shot in the paint. Can't quite get it to go. It falls off the rim, and the rebound comes down to the Lady Titans. Down the floor go the Titans. Ferguson into the paint. Ball goes out of bounds, and it's Vermilion basketball. 3 minutes and 16 seconds remaining in this one. And the Titans up 30, make that 46-38. Vermilion really needs a basket here, Jared.
They certainly do, and you get that point where they're going to think to themselves, if they'd come out in the short one, they were up down 6 at one point, and with a chance to cut it.
Molly Plass's shot from the baseline goes over the rim. It's no good. Rebound comes down to the Titans. They go down the floor. Here's a shot from Perchinsky. It's off the mark, however. Rebound comes down to the Titans. The putback by Thomas is no good. Lorain able to control the basketball, and now they'll pull it out and set up the offense. Ferguson with the basketball. Over to Thomas on the right wing. She brings it back up top, being guarded by Habermill. Now she dribbles right, dribbles left, goes to the free throw line, sends it over to Evans. Evans knocks down a three-pointer from the left wing. Destiny Evans now with 15 points on the ball game. 49-38. The Titans up by 11 with 2 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in this one. Habermill with the basketball. Over to Molly Plass. To Clara Smith. Now back to Habermill. Habermill looking to go baseline. Puts up a tough shot. It's partially blocked by Evans. Scramble for the rebound, controlled by the Lady Sailors. Clara Smith with it. Up top to Molly Plass, and a timeout called by Jason Sokol, the head coach of the Vermilion Lady Sailors. We'll step aside for a quick timeout. 49-38 is our score, with the Lady Titans on top of the Lady Sailors on our WEOL Center for Orthopedics Girls Cage matchup.
Sergeant Michelle Garcia served meritoriously in Iraq and has the medals to prove it. Soon after leaving the Navy, Lieutenant Chris Scott found a job, a home, and started a family of his own. Corpsman Richard Stokely took the skills he learned in Vietnam and put them to good use as a paramedic. But soon after leaving the military, each of these veterans fell on hard times and faced homelessness. Even after Michelle lost all her savings, even after Chris wasn't able to pay his mortgage, and even after Richard battled alcoholism for years, they each reached out for help when they needed it most. A simple phone call put them in touch with a trained professional from the Department of Veterans Affairs. That call got Michelle a place to stay until she could afford one of her own, put Chris in touch with employment assistance, and found Richard a substance abuse program. These veterans are success stories not only for how they were able to help others while serving their country, but for how they were able to let others help them. If you know of or are a veteran in need, make the call.
Just under 2 minutes remaining in this one. The Lady Titans leading the Vermilion Lady Sailors 49-38 on our WEOL Center for Orthopedics Girls Cage matchup tonight. Vermilion basketball following the timeout. Clara Smith has it. Dribbling with the right, dribbling with the left. Trying to go over to the right wing. Her pass is tipped. And a whistle that is going to work against Lorain on the scramble for the basketball will put Audrey Peterson at the free throw line. So 11 seconds comes off the clock, and Audrey Peterson will be at the charity stripe for the Lady Sailors. She has 1 point on the contest. Sailors trailing 49-38. First free throw is good. Peterson gets the friendly roll. One more for the sophomore. A 62% free throw shooter on the season. Sights it, shoots it, and she knocks it down. 3 points on the contest now for Audrey Peterson. Here's some pressure from the Vermilion Ladies Sailors. Mariana Plass knocks it out of bounds. Pardon me, Jared.
For Vermilion, that's their 11th free throw of the second half, so that's kind of kept them in the ball game. Down 9, you got to come up with some offense quick or a steal.
And Vermilion applying some pressure here. However, Ferguson able to get it across the half-court stripe. Dribbling right, dribbling left. Now she goes left wing over to Herman. Herman goes into the paint, puts up a runner, and she's got it. Micaiah Herman now with 9 points on the contest. She was fouled in the process of putting that shot up, and she's at the charity stripe looking for her 10th point of the ball game. Habermill and Shreve back into the contest for the Lady Sailors. Peterson and Wilson sitting down. Micaiah Herman, her free throw, I should say, is no good. However, she gets her own rebound, dribbles back into the paint, puts up a running right-hander that won't go. McKinley Shreve is there for the rebound, and Shreve was fouled. And so the clock stops with 1:27 to go in this one. And Lorain on top 51-40. Let's take a look at some scores from out of town. Jared, brought to you by Edward Jones, making sense of investing. For a face-to-face appointment with an Edward Jones financial advisor, see Craig Byer in Sheffield Lake or Mike Verda in Oberlin.
And a final score here, Oberlin a loser this evening to Open Door in girls basketball, 62-48. This one just in a final. Elyria defeats Clearview, 52-50 in girls basketball. And Firelands a winner earlier over Edison, 57-44.
McKinley-Shreve now with 7 points on the contest. Lorain sends it down the floor. Ferguson's left-hander won't go. Vermilion comes away with a rebound. Molly Plass on the drive into the paint, puts up a shot. It is blocked by Barricklow. And the ball goes out of bounds after the block, and it will remain Vermilion basketball. 1:13 to go in this one, Vermilion trailing by 10. Clara Smith will send it in for the Lady Sailors. Trying to get it into Shreve. It's picked off by Ferguson. Ferguson across the half-court stripe with the basketball. Now she loses the ball just beyond the half-court stripe. Over and back is going to be the call, and it will be Vermilion basketball. 1:03 to go in this one. Lorain on top by 10.
They've traded turnovers a few times in this ball game, and right now we're seeing the power of the three-point shot on display. When you look at what the difference in the game is, Lorain made 6 3 balls this evening compared to none for the Sailors.
Mariana Plass will send it in for the Vermilion Lady Sailors. Into Shreve. She hands it off to Plass. Plass puts up a shot. Wanted the foul, didn't get the call. The shot's no good. Rebound comes down to the Titans. They get it across half court. And over to Yamos. Yamos to Thomas. Thomas will pull it out to set up the offense. Now Ferguson with the basketball over by the Lorain bench. She gets hammered right in front of her bench. That foul is going to go against Mariana Plass. And so Ferguson will be at the free throw line. 10th team foul on the Lady Sailors. The 5'6" sophomore guard will have 2 free throws. First free throw from Ferguson is short. Ferguson came into tonight's ball game averaging 8 points per contest to go with 3 rebounds. Second free throw from Ferguson is off the iron. Rebound controlled by Plass. Molly Plass trying to get it over to Clara Smith. Clara Smith is fouled. Nope, they're going to say that she committed the foul in the scramble for the basketball. Okay. And so Tanisha Yamos will be at the free throw line. She has 9 points on the ball game. First free throw is nothing but net. One more for Tanisha. Mass substitution here for Vermilion as all 5 players come out. 5 fresh faces here for the Lady Sailors. Caitlin Callahan coming into the ball game, as well as Gracie Fry back in. Also coming in is Maddie Corrigan. Cam Callahan has the basketball. Her pass is picked off. Lorain controls. Yamos across half court. Sending it out to Thomas. Thomas will pass it over to Perchinsky, and Lorain will wind down this game clock. A foul right at half court. That goes against Cam Callahan for Vermilion. And so Delisha Perchinsky will be at the charity stripe for Lorain. The lefty sends it, and the first free throw was off the front of the rim, no good. Delisha Perchinsky, a 5'5" freshman, has one more. Dribbling with the left hand, puts it up, and she's got it. 11.5 seconds to go in this one. Lorain on top, 54-41. Cam Callahan with the basketball for Vermilion. Near the center circle. Picks up her dribble. And that is going to do it. 54-41, our final score here tonight, with the Lady Titans victorious over the Vermilion Lady Sailors.
This has been a production of Lorain City Schools TV 20 WLCS.